Good morning. You are waking up in a world with dozens of new tariffs in place. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Thursday, August 7th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. At the stroke of midnight, President Donald Trump's long-awaited tariffs took effect. I'll give you a world tour. In the first camp, you have around a dozen of America's closest trading partners that have the frameworks of new trade deals in place. That includes the UK, the European Union, Japan, and South Korea. It's a different story in countries which don't have deals, but still do hundreds of billions of dollars of trade with the US. Switzerland and South Africa will see new taxes of up to 39%. India's rate is set to jump to 50% in 3 weeks. China and Mexico, meanwhile, are still negotiating. Yesterday, Trump also threatened to put still more tariffs on computer chips, unless companies convince him that they're really trying to manufacture in the U.S.
We'll be putting a tariff on of approximately 100% on chips and semiconductors. But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge, even though you're building and you're not producing yet in terms of the big numbers of jobs and all of the things that you're building. If you're building, there will be no charge. So I just want everyone to know that.
Apple managed to secure an exemption yesterday after promising to invest billions in U.S. jobs and suppliers, and its CEO, Tim Cook, giving Trump a golden trinket. Economists say the added costs from the tariffs will probably get passed on to you. U.S. consumers and businesses are likely to see higher prices and perhaps a shrinking economy. Number 2 is a Post exclusive. Tulsi Gabbard overrode the concerns of CIA officials in a push to release a classified report. Late last month, the Director of National Intelligence released a minimally redacted version of a report. It was on Russia's interference in the 2016 election. Yesterday, the Post revealed the intense behind-the-scenes struggle that took place ahead of the report's release. Gabbard overrode arguments from the CIA and other intelligence agencies that more of the document should remain classified. They wanted to obscure U.S. spy agencies' sources and methods. Gabbard overruled them with the blessing of President Trump. The document contains multiple references to CIA human sources reporting on Russian President Vladimir Putin's plans. Such sources are among the agency's most closely guarded secrets. Democratic lawmakers and former U.S. intelligence officials have objected to how the Trump administration released the report. They say it could harm intelligence gathering on future threats. Number 3 is another Post exclusive. The U.S. plans to scale back its human rights criticisms of certain countries. Each year, the State Department releases reports assessing human rights around the world. The reports for 2024 have been delayed for months. But the Post got a look at leaked drafts. They show that the Trump administration intends to dramatically scale back U.S. government criticism of some nations with extensive records of abuse, specifically El Salvador, Israel, and Russia. The draft reports eliminate or downplay accounts of prisoner abuse, corruption, LGBTQ+ discrimination, and other alleged abuses. It's not known if the drafts of these reports will be the same as the final versions, but they reflect how the Trump administration is radically rethinking America's role in global human rights advocacy. Number 4. 5 soldiers were shot at a U.S. Army base in Georgia. Yesterday morning, officials say an active duty soldier shot and injured 5 fellow service members at Fort Stewart. The Army identified 28-year-old Cornelius Radford as the suspect. They said he used a personal handgun and not a military weapon. He was tackled by other soldiers and is now in custody. Brigadier General John Lubis is Fort Stewart's senior commander. He gave an update yesterday on the victims.
Our wounded soldiers were initially evacuated to Wynn Army Community Hospital right here on Fort Stewart. All arrived in stable condition, and 3 of the 5 required surgical intervention. 2 have been transported to Memorial Hospital in Savannah, Georgia for additional care.
All 5 victims are expected to recover. Radford's motive is not yet known. Number 5. Scientists found a potential clue to reversing Alzheimer's disease. There have been some recent breakthroughs in the treatment of Alzheimer's, but no medication so far has succeeded in stopping or reversing the degenerative brain disease. Alzheimer's afflicts more than 7 million Americans, and that number is set to rise. But a study published yesterday offered a glimmer of hope. 7 years of investigation by scientists at Harvard Medical School has revealed that the loss of the metal lithium plays a powerful role in Alzheimer's disease. Researchers were able to reverse the disease in mice and restore brain function with small amounts of the compound lithium orotate. They used just enough to mimic the metal's natural level in the brain. The finding could lead to earlier detection, new treatments, and a broader understanding of how the brain ages. Small nuclear reactors could be coming to a neighborhood near you. That's number 6. At least a half-dozen companies are racing to develop tiny reactors. They won't look like the hulking power projects with big cooling towers that dot riverbanks and coastlines across the U.S. Instead, these are small enough that they can be transported on a flatbed truck, and they only need 2 acres to operate. They're designed to generate as little as 1/1000th the power of a traditional reactor, but that's enough to keep the lights on in 1,000 homes or at a single manufacturing plant. The project has its critics. One leading scientist called the idea madness. Others say that claims about the tiny reactor's safety are overblown. And disposing of nuclear waste remains a challenge. Nevertheless, the Department of Energy under both Republican and Democratic administrations has promoted the technology. The agency sees it as a viable, on-demand, clean energy alternative. And at number 7, a new study tackled the age-old question. If potatoes are vegetables, why aren't French fries healthy? Public health researchers at Harvard conducted a study of America's favorite vegetable. Apparently, we eat nearly 50 pounds of them a year on average. The humble potato doesn't get the nutritional respect of greener, less delicious vegetables, despite containing key vitamins. They have long been associated with poor health. But according to the Harvard study, that bad reputation is better explained by how they're cooked. It found that people who ate 3 weekly servings of French fries were associated with a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. That's not the case for people who ate potatoes prepared in other ways, like mashing, boiling, or baking them. So it's official, you can stop your potato slander today. All right, you're all caught up. But before you go, a reminder that if you're a subscriber to The Washington Post, you can get access to our shows ad-free in Apple Podcasts. How about that? All you have to do is find The Washington Post channel in Apple Podcasts and connect your Post subscription. Then stay tuned for more subscriber-only audio benefits, like exclusive and early access episodes. If you're not a subscriber, this is, as always, a great time to start. You can sign up at our channel in Apple Podcasts or through the link in our show notes. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.